Hello friends, welcome to Exam Tricks. Today we are going to learn a trick to remember directive principles of state policies. Since there are so many articles under directive principles of state policies and we generally divide these articles under three heads. First, socialist principle, second, Gandhian principles, and third, liberal principles. So in trick also, we will first devise a way to learn the articles which come under socialist principle, then the articles which come under Gandhian principle, and finally the articles which come under liberal principle. First of all, what is directive principles of state policies? In simple terms, these are the directives that the government needs to follow while forming the policies for the people. These directive principles of state policy, or DPSP in short form we will say it, come under Part 4 from Article 36 to 51. And according to the nature of these articles have been divided into three parts: Gandhian principle, socialist principle, and liberal principle. In this trick, we will learn a way to remember the articles which come under socialist principle. And what are socialist principles? Socialist principles are basically those which of the people, equal rights, equal status are the foremost objective. Moving ahead, Article 36 and 37 basically defines what are directive principles of state policy, and the provisions start from Article 38, and these all articles which I am going to talk about come under socialist principle. There are two provisions in Article 38. First, it provides the promotion of welfare of the people, and second, minimize the inequalities in income. Now remember that first and foremost objective is welfare of the people under DPSP, and since welfare is also the foremost objective of socialist principle, therefore this article comes under socialist principle. So here we will take the keyword welfare and we will try to fit all the other articles into this word. Since there are so many articles, and if we are going to form a sentence for all the articles taking the keywords as I have been doing in for the fundamental rights, it will be a very lengthy sentence. So what I have done is to take a word and fit the meaning of all the articles into this single word. Again, this trick will only help you if you have already read this article in detail and you are versed with the articles and just need to recall these articles. Now from the keyword welfare itself will become the first provision of Article 38, which promotes the welfare of the people, or you can take the letter W of welfare for the welfare of the people. Then the second provision in Article 38 is to minimize the inequalities in income, and minimizing the inequalities means bringing the equality. So in the word welfare, letter E will stand for equality. W and E, W for welfare and E for equality. Moving ahead, Article 39. The first provision in Article 39 is adequate means of livelihood. Here keyword is livelihood, and in the word welfare, L will stand for livelihood. Again, one thing very important is, after 42nd Amendment, Article 39A, capital letter A, was added and it provided free legal aid. So free legal aid, in the word free legal aid, you can take the word legal aid and the letter of its L for both livelihood, in the word welfare, L for both livelihood as well as for legal aid. Then second provision in Article 39 is proper distribution of material resources of the community. Now proper distribution will also mean that fair distribution is done. So you can relate proper distribution to fair distribution. Again, you will have to get acquainted with all the articles in order to relate the word. If you are just learning the tricks and you don't understand that fair distribution will mean proper distribution of material resources, you won't be able to recall. So again, I would suggest you to first read the articles in detail. Now in the word welfare, W will stand for welfare, E for inequalities, which means equality, L is for livelihood as well as for legal aid, F is for fair distribution, which would mean proper distribution. Then we have 39C is prevent concentration of wealth and means of production to the common detriment. Prevent concentration would mean avoid concentration. You take the word prevent as avoid also, general meaning. So in the word welfare, A will stand for avoid concentration. Then we have D. 39D is equal pay for equal work. Again, the trick is here that you just understand the meaning, what the meaning it conveys, what is the bigger picture. Equal pay for equal work means to maintain the right balance between men and women, to remove the inequalities between men and women. So you take the word right balance for equal pay for equal work and fit that letter into the word welfare. So in the word welfare, R will stand for right balance, which would mean equal pay for equal work. Then E, 39E is health and strength of workers, men and women, and the tender age of children are not abused. The state should look after this, that the children of tender age are not abused and health and strength of workers, men and women, are looked after. So imagine that if you are healthy, then you are efficient. If you are not healthy, you cannot work efficiently. So health will automatically convert into efficiency. So remember the word efficiency for health, and in the word welfare, E will stand for efficiency. Now no more letters are left in the word welfare, but we are still left with one another provision in Article 39F, that is protection of childhood and youth against exploitation. Now either you take a keyword from this protection of childhood, or simply remember the word exploitation and relate it to the letter E in the welfare. So first, E will relate to efficiency, which would convert to health, and E will also relate to exploitation. Now moving ahead to Article 41. 41 provides right to work, to education and to public assistance in certain cases. Now you look at this picture and remember that Manrega was provided under the provisions of Article 41. Manrega provides 100 days of employment, as we all know. So just take the keyword work from here and then move to Article 42. 42 provides provisions for just and human conditions of work and maternity relief. And look at this picture and just remember the keyword mothers. A question was asked whether the provisions for maternity relief is provided in which article. So this one is important, maternity relief, since many companies are also providing various benefits related to maternity relief. So you remember the keyword here, mothers. And now we have only 3 keywords. First is welfare, second is work, and third is mothers. Now you will be able to form a sentence from 3 keywords, and we have another keyword here which I have not mentioned here, that is socialism. That word will help you to remember that all these articles come under socialist principle. So you can form your own sentence, or I am just providing you a sentence. The sentence is, in socialism, welfare work is done like mothers. Since I have mentioned that the socialist principle is totally based on the principle of welfare, equality and all that, and we know that mothers do these things without any self-interest, they look after us. So you remember the sentence, in socialism, welfare work is done like mothers. Socialism is for socialist principle, welfare word will stand for Article 38 and 39. W is for welfare, E is for removing inequalities, L is for livelihood and legal aid, F is for fair distribution, which means proper distribution. A is for avoid concentration, which means prevent concentration of wealth. R is for right balance, which means equal pay for equal work. E is for efficiency, which means health of the workers. And E would also mean exploitation, means preventing exploitation of youth and childhood. Then work will stand for Article 41, providing right to work. Manrega was provided and done like mothers. Mother will stand for maternity relief, just and human condition of work. This trick I devised while I was preparing for my exam, and this helped me to learn all the articles and recalling in that in the exam. I hope this would help you. If you are not able to understand this, or if you have any problem with this trick, just mention that in the comment, and I would try to form another way to help you to remember the articles, and I will make another videos for Gandhian principle as well as liberal principle. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel.